Today's phonics lesson is number 51. My friend Mrs. Friesner is going to help out with some of these phonics videos as well, and she's awesome, so I really appreciate her for doing that. But today and tomorrow, it's going to be me. Let's go ahead and go over our letter cards. Please make sure you continue your phonics dance when I have it posted. Let's take a look. Let's just say them together. Final, stable, syllable, B-L-E. Final, stable, syllable, P-L-E. Final, stable, syllable, D-L-E. Final, stable, syllable, G-L-E. Final, stable, syllable, T-L-E. Final, stable, syllable, F-L-E. Digraph, O-O. Digraph, T-H. Digraph, C-K. Digraph, C-H. Combination O-R. Combination A-R. Vowel Y. Combination Q-U. Combination E-R. Combination IR, usually in the medial position. Combination WH. And combination UR, usually in the medial position. I can see that my camera is a little glitchy today, so we're going to do a couple more cards and kind of slow down a little bit here. Let's do a couple picture cards. This is Bubble Bull, Bottle Tull, Bugle Gull, Candle Dull, Staple Pull, Quilt Qua, Star R, Dr. Horse Or. This is your first choice when you hear or. All right, real quickly, the suffixes. There'll be more suffixes. There's more suffixes in the English language, but these are our focus for now. This is suffix ing, something that is happening now. Suffix less, which when added to a base word means without. And suffix s, which means more than one, can also mean something that's happening now. And suffix ed, which means something's already happened. There are three sounds for this ed suffix: ed, d, int. Okay, let's go ahead and get those off to this side here, and let's review some sounds. So you're going to find your phonics page 51. This is in the new set of phonics pages. And let's review some sounds. So first, repeat after me. E, repeat. Good. Remember, there's a lot of choices, that new spelling rule. So think about it as if it's in the initial position at the beginning or in the medial middle position, it could be represented by the E, comma, or just an E. In the final position, if it's a one-syllable word in the final position, it's EE, like tree. But it could also be the vowel Y, but that's if it's a two-syllable word. So those are your choices when you're finger spelling. What represents that long E sound? Okay. Give me a minute to write all that down. Number 2, ooh, repeat. Good. I love this phonics dance. Oh, oh, ooh, oh, oh, ooh. I love school. Go ahead and write it. Vowel digraph, oh. Number 3, we just did this picture card, qua. Repeat. Like quilt. 2 letters represent that sound. Go ahead and write it. Q and U. They're stuck like glue. Very good. Number 4, z, repeat. Write it. Z, like zebra. Or voiced S when following a voiced letter. And vowels are always voiced. Number 5, sh, repeat. Like shark. Go ahead and write it. Check with mine. Digraph SH. Number 6, W. There's a little breath in there. This is a combination like whale. Go ahead and write it. Number 7, A. Repeat. Good. There are 2 choices for the A sound. A consonant E or comma A. Number 8 is J. Repeat. Good. Like jelly or jam or Jack in the Box. Here's another long one for you. Remember your spelling rule to help you with this. Number 9 is K. Repeat. Go ahead and write all those choices. There's 2 in the initial and medial position, and then there's 3 now in the final position. I don't even have enough room. While you're finishing writing that up, just to remind you, spelling with a K in the final position is a CK after a short one-syllable word and a short vowel, a K when following a consonant or a vowel digraph, or a KE when it follows a long vowel. So those are your 3 options when spelling the K in the final position. In the initial and medial position, you have K and C. K. All right, first review word. Number 10 is harsh. Repeat, harsh. Like harsh weather. It's got R like a jar of stars in the medial position. So when you're spelling it, R is represented by 2 letters. And then the sh is represented by 2 letters. So even though there's only 3 sounds, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 letters that represent those sounds. Number 11 is plate. Repeat. Good. I bet you had a great Thanksgiving dinner on a beautiful plate. Go ahead and write it. O A T. Doesn't look right. Well, I know when I see an A, it could be A consonant E or just an A, and it doesn't look right to me. So I'm going to make it an A consonant E pattern to see if it looks better, and that looks right to me. Plate. Without that E, it would be plat, and I want it to be plate. Okay? And number 12 is seek. Repeat, seek. E in the medial position. All right, seek, hide and seek. And then that K in the final position after a vowel digraph is represented by just a K. So that took both of our spelling rules. Number 13 is does. Repeat, does. Go ahead and write it. And check with mine. Number 14 is full. Repeat, full. Raise your hand if you had a full belly after Thanksgiving. I sure did. Check mine. Don't forget, even though there's unfair positions to this word, like the vowel sound, it does follow the floss rule. And number 15 is goes. Repeat, goes. Go ahead and write it. We're going to skip the dictation sentence for today. We have quite a big one for you tomorrow that includes some quotation marks. So we're going to continue to move on a little bit. We're going to go ahead and focus on the lesson of the day. When I ask you to repeat or echo these words, I want you to focus in on the final position and what you hear. So please echo these words and listen to the sound in the final position. Long, stung, tong. Very good. What do you hear in the final position of long, stung, and tong? the ng sound. Okay, it's really a hard one to make. It's kind of in the back of your throat. Let's take a look at these words and see what represents that ng sound. Here's long, stung, and tong. What is making the ng sound? The N and the G. Very good. What do you think the N and the G is? I don't always know if I agree with this, but they say it's a digraph. I kind of hear two sounds, ng, but it's not a regular n sound, so maybe that's why they say it's a digraph. So how do I know it's a digraph? Well, it is two letters, kind of makes one sound in the back of your throat. And how do we code digraphs? Underlining them. So you're going to underline the N and the G when you're coding this digraph. What suffix have we learned that contains the letters N and G in it? I'm going to try to grab that for you real quick. Do you remember? Suffix ing, something that is happening now, has the digraph inside of it. All right, let's go ahead and remember, when you code a word that has a suffix, you box the suffix first. We don't need to do anything, any other coding inside that box, since we already know how the suffix is pronounced. So you won't have to underline that digraph, ng, when it is part of a suffix. Okay? So how do we code these vowels in all of these words? Every single vowel in these words are followed by an N, and I know the N is a consonant, so vowels followed by a consonant need to be breathed. And that's how you would code these words, and that's how they're sounded out. Okay? Let's go ahead and look at the picture cards. First, let's start with the letter card. This is digraph NG. Repeat. Digraph NG. Very good. Now this is your key word. This is a ring. Ring ng. Okay, repeat. Ring ng. Okay, nice job. Okay, I want to just show you real quickly. It can be confusing. When is the NG part of a suffix and when is it just the NG digraph? Let's take a look at ring. If it was a suffix, I would box it and do no other codings. But I know it's not a suffix in this word because outside of the box there should be a root word or a base word. And just the letter R is not a word. So it is not a suffix in the word ring. When you code ring, you code the digraph and breathe that I for ring. Remember, the ing is only a suffix when you box it and there is a root word left on the outside. Okay? All right, kiddos. Let's go back to your workbook page and let's take a look at new sounds. New sounds. So repeat after me. Ng. All the way in the back of your throat with the back of your tongue. Ng. Repeat. Good. Represented by an N and a G. And here are some words with that sound inside of it. Number 2, king. Go ahead and write it. K-ing. King is another example. You don't have to write this, but if I box the ing because I thought it was a suffix, there is no word out here, no root word. That's why I know it's not a suffix, okay? Number 3 is bring. Repeat, bring. Good, write it. Bring. Check with mine. And number 4 is strong. Repeat, strong. Write it. It's a nice blend. Stir, S-T-R, stir, ng. Okay. Make sure you have all of those down. So king, bring, and strong have the digraph NG. It is not part of the suffix. Today I want you to be a little bit more independent. So, because I know I kind of help you a lot with these, but I also know you're very smart and can handle these. Worksheet 51, I'd like you to go ahead and pause the video and try to do all of the codes 1 through 6 on your own now. Just focus on the coding, and then whichever ones you don't get as I go through them, you can add them in there, or if you make a mistake, you can learn from your mistake that way. So go ahead and pause the video. All right, welcome back. Let's take a look at the codings that you did. You can see 1 through 6, all the answers. Let me give you a minute to look at that. Number 160 is a VCCV pattern with a vowel that acts like a Y that acts like a vowel. Number 2 has the NG digraph. Number 3 has a vowel Y and a combination WH. We've got some final stable syllables in 4 and 6 and an NG in 5. So if you need to pause the video to go through all of those different codes to make sure you've got them all, remember when coding, start at the end, see if there's any suffixes or final stable syllables, then look at the vowels. Every vowel needs coded, and then look at the word and say, what else do I know? Do I have any digraphs in there or combinations in there? Now, a bridle is this part of the horse's equipment, kind of the bridle. Okay, pause the video, make sure you have all of these different codes, and then go ahead and do your RUWs and read and complete the rest of this on your own. And then we'll go over those answers together as well. See you in a couple minutes. All right, kiddos, welcome back. I hope you read and completed I Feed the Birds for Miss Fry when she is on trips. The blackbirds sing after I feed them. Here is your RUWs and your answers. I did do a complete sentence. It was a pretty small line, but I thought I could do one, squeeze it in there. So when I did number 7, when do the blackbirds sing, I looked at that word sing and I found it in the story, and that helped me find the answer after I feed them. So I wrote they sing after I feed them and crossed out my RUWs. Miss Fry takes trips, I found that in the story. And if I feed the birds, they sing, it says right here, the blackbirds sing after I feed them. So I put yes, and I crossed out my R's and W's. So I hope as you were independent on working through this page today that you were able to see some successes. Maybe you missed a code or two or something like that, but you were able to correct it and do it on your own. And again, if you need some extra practice, you can do the back as well. So thank you guys for